Scotland, sometimes known as Margaret of Wessex, and is remembered in the month of November, but sometimes in June by progressive traditionalist Catholics. Margaret spent most of her life in Scotland, ascending to several charitable endeavors. She served the orphans and the poor before she ate herself, washing the feet of those she aided in imitation of Christ. St. Margaret was married to King Malcolm III, King of Scots, and raised 8 children. She was the mother of 4 Scottish rulers and a queen consort of England. She died in 1093, just days after Malcolm III and her son, Edward, died in the Battle of Alnwick. Her death was reportedly grief, although the lack of sleep and nutrition probably didn't help. At one time, the infamous Mary, Queen of Scots, owned her head, which was lost during the French Revolution. St. Margaret is the patron saint of Scotland and was canonized in 1250, about 150 years after her death, by Pope Innocent IV. We chose to represent a part of her coat of arms on our pumpkin. The cross itself represents Christianity, while the birds, known as mantles, stand for swallows. The cross and the birds were taken from the arms of her uncle, Edward the Confessor. We chose St. Margaret of Scotland because our family has deep roots in Scotland.
We chose St. Catherine of Siena. She is remembered in the month of April. She was born on March 25th, 1347, and she died in Rome, Italy in 1380. She's a member of the Dominican order. She created a monastery and is a big influencer on Italian literature in the Catholic Church. She is the patron saint of Europe or Italy. We chose the lily to resemble St. Catherine, and we chose St. Catherine because my name is Siena, and we thought it'd be interesting to learn about the saint from Siena, Italy.
I am Saint Maria Hasselblad.
Yeah, good job.
And where are you from?
Italy and what's the other one?
Sweden.
Okay, yes, Sweden.
And do you remember what she was known for? Who did she hide? She hid Jewish people in a convent in Rome. So she was from Sweden and born Lutheran, converted to Catholicism. She became a nurse, and she was in the United States for a while. Then she moved to Rome, and that is where she hid 12 Jewish people in a convent during World War II. And they had a makeshift synagogue there where they were enabled to continue their worship. And so she's known as the patron saint of nurses and converts.
This is Saint Cecilia. She is most remembered in the month of November.
She is the patron. She spent most of her life in Rome. And some interesting facts about her are, they tried to suffocate her, but it didn't work, so she was beheaded. And she spent her life converting hundreds of people. She is known as the patron saint of music. For our pumpkin, we chose to carve a harp and a cross to represent music.
We chose Saint Cecilia because music is one of our favorite parts of church.
He is remembered in the month of October. He spent most of his life in Assisi. Some interesting facts about him are that he is often called the patron saint of animals. We chose the paw print as the symbol to carve on our pumpkin for animals.
This is St. Nicholas, and we celebrate him in the month of December. He spent most of his life in Myrick.
St. Nicholas means people's victory.
He was the Roman Catholic Bishop of Myra. Patron saint. And we chose to carve his staff on the pumpkin, and his actual staff had showed scenes from 3 parts of his life.
I am St. Paulie Riley. I am remembered in the month of November. I spent most of my early years in Durham, North Carolina, and later in New York City. Some interesting facts about me. I was the first black person to earn a law degree from Yale Law School. I founded a national organization for women and the first black woman to be ordained Episcopal priest. My legal arguments were winning strategies for public school desegregation and women's rights in the workplace. I chose the equality symbol from hands holding a heart with an equal sign as a sign to represent my fight for equal rights for all. I chose this saint because I like how she fought for women's rights and desegregation.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our person is Jonathan Myrick Daniels. He was not a saint, but in 1991 he was designated a martyr by the Episcopal Church. Jonathan Daniels was a seminary student who was heavily involved in the civil rights movement, and he was recognized as a martyr. And Ash, can you say what a martyr is?
A martyr is someone that died for something they believed in.
That's right. And what he believed in was the civil rights movement. When he was in Alabama, he was confronted with a group of people that included African Americans, and they were confronted by someone who did not like African Americans with a shotgun, and someone with him was named Ruby Sales. And what happened then?
They were gonna get Ruby Sales was gonna get shot, but Jonathan jumped in front of the bullet and got it.
And he got shot instead, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And so because of that, he was recognized as a martyr, and we chose this saint because it's a reminder that we should be brave and stand up for those who are being persecuted.
This is St. Julian of Norwich. She is remembered in the month of May. She spent most of her life in Norwich, England. Some interesting facts about her are, her book was written about her visions from God when she got sick and almost died. Also, that she was the first woman to write a book in English. We chose a book as the symbol to carve on our pumpkin to represent St.
Julian had a cat that kept all of the mouses away and was her pet.
This is Saint Cantiri. She is remembered in the month of July. She spent most of her life in New York and Canada. Some interesting facts about her. Her family died from smallpox and left her face scarred and poor vision. She was very independent and strong. She dedicated herself to Jesus. She participated in voluntary suffering to honor Jesus. She died at only 24. Her scars disappeared. She is often called the patron saint of Canada and orphans. We choose a feather as a symbol to carve on our pumpkin to represent her Native American heritage. We choose the saint because she was a strong female for Native American background.
He is remembered in the month of March. He spent most of his life in Ireland. Legend says that St. Patrick got out the snakes in Ireland. He brought Christianity to Ireland. He is often called the patron saint of Ireland. We chose a shamrock as our symbol to carve on our pumpkin to represent St. Patrick. The 3 leaves represent the Holy Trinity. We chose this saint because we are part Irish. I am Saint Valentine. I am remembered on February 14th. I spent most of my life in Roman Empire. Some interesting facts about me. I used to be a preacher. I am often called the patron saint of Valentine's Day. We choose a heart to carve in our pumpkin to represent Saint Valentine.
We chose this saint because he fell in love, and celebrating his love on Valentine's Day has been a tradition for hundreds of years.
I am St. Augustine. I am remembered as the month of August. I spent the most of my life in Numida, Roman. Some interesting facts about me is he is buried in Pavia, Italy. When he read the letters of St. Paul, it changed his life. I am often called the patron saint of brewers, planters, and theologians. We chose a dove as the symbol to carve on our pumpkin to represent peace. I chose the saint because he overcame a hardship in life.
I am Saint Joan of Arc. I'm remembered in the month of May. I spent most of my life, well, all of my life, in France. I had visions from angels and saints, like the angel Michael, telling me to help free France from British rule. I helped the French defeat the British, but then was captured, tried, and burned at the stake. I'm often called the patron saint of France. I chose the fleur de lis as the symbol to carve on my pumpkin to represent France. Joan of Arc inspired the ever-popular bob haircut, which came in style in 1920. While commander of the French army, Joan of Arc didn't participate in active combat, and from 1434 to 1440, Joan's brothers passed an impostor off as their sister, claiming she had escaped execution. This is the real Joan of Arc.
This is Saint Juan Diego. He is known as the saint of the indigenous peoples. He and his wife are from Mexico, and they're known for being the first indigenous peoples of Mexico to converting to Christianity and being baptized. We chose the flower, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that.
The Virgin Mary appeared to me and told me to ask the bishop to build a church on Tepeyac Hill. The bishop did not believe me when I told him of this appearance. So, the Virgin Mary appeared to me once more and told me to get some flowers off of Tepeyac Hill. I did not believe there would be any due to the fact that it was December, yet I was surprised to find some. I brought them down in my overcoat and presented them to the bishop, and the bishop saw not only the flowers but an imprint of the Virgin Mary's face in the overcoat. He deemed it a miracle and ordered the church to be built on Tepeyac Hill.
Hi, I'm St. Martin Deploras. I am remembered in the month of November. I spent most of my life in Lima, Peru. Some interesting facts about me. My father was Spanish and my mother was a black Panamanian. I am known for treating the sick, and I was as well as being a healer. I aided in founding a hospital and an orphanage. It is said that I have the ability to levitate and biolocate. I was the first black saint. I'm often called the patron saint of mixed race people and barbers. We chose the cross as the symbol to carve in our pumpkin to represent Jesus' sacrifice for us.
Hi, I am Peter, and I grew up on the shores of Lake Galilee. And my father, I am a fisherman, like my father and my brothers. And so this is a net and fish to represent my first job. And then I met Jesus, and Jesus came along and said, I'm going to make you fish for people. And then we kept working and traveling and healing people and feeding people. And Jesus asked me the question, who do you say that I am? And I said, you are the Messiah. And Jesus then called me the rock. These are my rocks. And said, to you, you got the keys to the kingdom of heaven. So that's me.